I really would not recommend attempting this project if you are at all uncomfortable with electricity, especially high voltage electricity. I'm not an expert, I'm just a hobbyist. This is not intended to be a, you know, anyone go out in their backyard and start messing with your air conditioning kind of video. These are very serious topics, and you can hurt and or kill yourself if you do it wrong. So if you are at all worried or uncomfortable or feel like maybe you don't have enough knowledge, please, by all means, contact a professional AC repairman. You know, do it that way. Hey, this is Jesse with Create This. So last year, in like October or so, the fan motor on my AC unit died. Sturgis over here. And I ran some tests and I figured it was probably the fan unit, but I wanted to be sure, so I had the guy come out and check like the line pressures and all that stuff. And he said it is indeed the fan. He said, you know, he double checked my findings and said that the capacitor's fine, the contactor's fine, all that stuff's fine. But it's the fan, right? And I said, okay, well, how much is that going to cost? He's like, well, it's a lot, because you gotta have at least an hour of service to do the removal and the reinstall, plus the cost of the fan itself, plus like a service call fee, which is like $65 around here, I think. So he said, you're obviously pretty good with electronics, so why don't you just do it yourself? I was like, okay, cool, I'll do it myself. So I ordered a motor. I believe I got this from Grainger. And what you do is, you know, these motors, like I can look in there and I can see the label on the other motor, and you kind of match up the specs with the label, and you order one that's as close to what you've got in there as possible. So hopefully this fits, hopefully it works. We'll find out. Step one is to switch off the breaker. I've already done that inside the house, but also there's a fuse box right here. And step two, as far as I'm concerned, is to pull out the fuses. So now that's live. Well, it's not live because I turned off the breaker, but it would be live. But this should not be live. But I don't want to trust it because I don't want to die. So I'm going to close this so that I don't actually accidentally electrocute myself. And we will use the circuit tester to test various things within the cabinet here. All right, so I've been in here before. I kind of know my way around. I don't get in here very often, so it's not like I have it memorized or anything, but I have done it before. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this panel off because that's where all the electronics are, and I'm going to discharge the capacitors. I think this thing has been off for months, so I really don't think that there's a charge in there, but I'm not going to trust it either. Spiders, yay! Okay, and then these two screws. Okay, so this is the contactor. That's where all the juice comes in. This is the capacitor, and I've got one of those 3-pole capacitors, so it's like a combined run and start or whatever. And then this is the brain or control module that I replaced once already. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that there's no power coming in. Okay, no power, cool. So we're safe-ish. I don't really love what this guy did with this capacitor. He taped up the leads, so I think that kind of makes it difficult to zero it. I really don't love that. Why, buddy, why? Why would you do that to me? I mean, luckily I think it's been off for a while, but I really wouldn't recommend doing that. Hey, Jude. My helper, Jude the cat, is here to show us all her electrical knowledge. She appears in a lot of my videos. Whoa, shit. That one came off. That's not good. Maybe that's why he taped it. He didn't want it coming off. Okay, so I'm not an expert, but I think the way you discharge capacitors is you touch the contacts together. So I've got an insulated screwdriver here, and I'm just going to touch them. I don't think it's instantaneous, so you gotta hold it for a few seconds, I think. Touch those. Touch those. All right, like I said, this thing's been sitting here without power. The breaker's been off for months and months, so I think it's fine. Next thing I'm gonna do, pro tip, if you don't do this every day, is I'm gonna take a picture of how everything is wired. This way if I screw something up, I can put it back the way it was before. There are wiring diagrams on those panels that I removed, but just in case I get confused, I'll have a reference. Next step is to remove this top cover here. Preferably not losing your screws in the process. Okay, get down, kitty. Get down. The reason why she hissed at me is because George, our new cat, is right there and she does not like him. So I almost got my arm torn off. Okay, so this thing should lift off, and it does. Ish. There are all kinds of spidery goodies in there. All right, so I'm seeing immediately that the wires here going into the motor come in on this side. Let me just kind of work my way around, and I've never had this top off before. Make sure. Yeah, okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to disconnect these wires from everything else in here. That way I can just remove the whole top. So yellow, brown, and black are the three wires that I need to remove. And there's a feather in there. All right. I'm gonna grab some scissors. Okay, so right now, Isaac, what I'm doing is all this spider web shit. Try not to bump anything because I've got screws like in strategic locations sitting around. So now what I'm doing is the top, I'll show you, the top lifts off, that's on, it's recording. Yeah, okay. The top lifts off like this, right? But the only thing that's holding it to the rest of the chassis are these wires here. So yellow, brown, and black, right? So these are the brown, black, and yellow. So these are the wires down here. So I'm gonna snip this and see if I can separate those wires from their componentry up here. I've taken a photo of all of these things so that I know that I can put it back later.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. Your dad semi knows what he's doing. I'm not completely stupid. I'm just partially stupid. Yeah, well, when I get older, everybody loses their, well, not everybody. Sometimes people lose their brain a little bit when they get older. Okay, so got that mess of crap there. And there's our, okay, so these go to the compressor. We're not interested in those. And then these go up into the cabinet. And these are the ones that we're interested in. So we're gonna remove the brown one from the fan side of the capacitor. Come over here and look at this, Isaac. You remember how I said that capacitors come in two varieties?
Yeah.
So there's the 3-pole capacitors, and then there's the 2-pole capacitors. If you've got a 2-pole capacitor, usually you've got 2 of them, whereas with a 3-pole capacitor, it kind of combines both capacitors into one. And so they're labeled right here. You've got fan, herm for hermetic, I think, and C, right? We're going to pull the fan wire because that's brown and that goes to our fan. So, and then black from our fan goes to the contactor up here. A contactor is basically a relay. It's a big heavy-duty relay. And the way it works is that thing it'll go inward when the thing turns on, and it'll allow power to flow into the system, right?
Complete circuit.
Exactly. So this is the switched side of the relay. So normally this would not be on when the unit's not on. It should just pull right off. There we go. Black goes to the relay. And then the only one left is yellow. And there are 2 yellows. One yellow goes to the compressor here, so we don't want the other yellow. We just want the one that goes to the capacitor, or the fan rather. So there's our yellow, and the yellow on the capacitor went to the same yellow as the compressor, which is convenient. That'll be easy to remember, right? Black here, brown there, yellow there. Okay, and so now all of these are disconnected, and I think we can just...
I'm going to go around to the other side.
Yeah, help me lift it up. Just don't step on any of the panels or anything.
What about the kitty? Can I step on the kitty?
Which one? Is it the orange one, the white one, or the black one?
George.
No, don't step on George. I like him. He's my new favorite because Jude's being such a bitch lately.
She is?
Yeah, she almost like snapped at me because George came up. She's feeling threatened, you know?
Yeah.
All the new cats in her life. Okay, that thing's snagged on something. What the hell?
It's a little, what do you call it?
Oh, it's a kink.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
I don't really know what to call it.
Now, we can reuse these wires if we need to, but I think the new motor has wires of its own, so that's cool.
Yeah.
We just don't want to drop that down onto the cooling radiator, because yeah, if you fuck up these fins or anything, like nothing's gonna work. So yeah, this is a giant radiator. It's just like a car radiator, and so it takes the way one of these outdoor units works is it takes the heat from inside the house, it transfers it through these pipes down here, and through a coolant system to the outside, and then it radiates the heat outward on the outside via the fan. So if you screw up these fins or the radiator tubes or anything, like that process won't work anymore. That's why they tell you to clean these out with like a hose on like a semi-monthly basis or something, because you want to keep it like operating at peak efficiency.
Do you do that?
I do that. Not always. I haven't done it in a while, but I do it. Okay, so the next step, I think, is going to be to remove the motor from the shroud here. So I'm just gonna flip it over, and without bending the fan blades or anything, I don't want to put any pressure on that. We're gonna try to find a nut or a thing that'll fit that. So I'm gonna set this one aside because I need it for reinstallation. Go up about 2 sizes. Okay. Yeah, that fits. Cool, thank you. Okay, so, all right. We'll just pop that dude off. Just don't bump the tripod.
And smack it.
Oh shit, you see that? The bolt just stripped off. It's okay. I have to reuse this nut, but I don't have to reuse the stud because the new motor comes with a stud. So I'll have to drill this out and or buy a new one. I'll have to either drill it out or buy a new one. Fuck. All right. That's what happens when you deal with rust, man. You never know. I probably should have sprayed that with something first.
Yeah.
I've got some rust penetrator stuff. That probably would have saved me having to drill it out. Okay. Now that we've got that off, this thing should just lift off, yep, but we've still got these wires attached, so we need to feed these wires through properly to avoid damage.
You are slightly on the front.
Okay, yeah, let me move. Thank you. Like that ought to do it. Okay.
I don't think they can really see.
No, they can't, so I'm going to put it down on the ground. Your head's in the way.
Oh.
Yep. Okay. So, save our little plastic doohickey. It's kind of looking like rain, but it shouldn't rain until 6, and it's like 2 or 3 right now, so we should be fine. Next step is to get this fan off of the motor. So it's got this stud right here, and we're gonna loosen that up. And if we're lucky, it'll come right off. If not, I bought a puller tool months ago when I envisioned this project. And I also have a hydraulic press now. Woo! So we'll get it off one way or the other. Okay, so for this, I'm gonna try to use this adjustable wrench. I normally don't like adjustable wrenches, but when they have this locking mechanism thing, it kind of tightens down the jaws, and I like them a little bit better. They don't strip things quite as much. So, if you gotta use an adjustable wrench, I highly recommend using that. Let's see, I don't know if it's left-handed or right-handed. And why don't we put some penetrator on there, just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
That way we don't break more stuff. So I got some PB Blaster, and I like this stuff. It seems to work pretty well. I'm just gonna spray it on there kind of liberally. And we'll let that soak in. And Isaac and I have decided that we're just going to go to the hardware store and buy some new nuts. We don't really want to deal with drilling that out. That would be kind of a pain. So I think we'll go do that, and then we'll be back. Okay, so I was looking at my motor here, and it looks like we've got nuts already on the new studs that it came with. So that's fantastic. I didn't want to go to the hardware store anyway. These old cap nuts are a little bit superior, I guess, because they're closed at the top, so they kind of shield it from rain, but I don't think that it'll matter anyway. I don't think that this AC system has that much life left in it, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so I let it sit for a couple of minutes. I didn't let it sit for the full time that you're supposed to. I don't know if this is a left-hand or a right-handed thread, so I'm just going to put it on there and torque away and see what happens. Oh, does not want to move. Oh, there we go. Hey, sweet. I just don't want to have to buy a new fan. So what do you think we should do, Isaac? You think we should use the press, or do you think we should use the handy dandy puller? You want to use the puller? All right. All right, so this is the puller, the ultimate puller. This is an Amazon product. It will be available down below in the description if you want to buy it from Amazon. I mean, it's not an Amazon product, but Amazon sells it. Okay, and it comes with this fancy, looks like an aluminum housing. Maybe that's stainless steel, I'm not sure. And some screwy things and some Allen wrenchy things. Yay. Okay, so I think what we do here, I think the way this works is you back out the puller, and then I think you attach it using the screw thing here. Could be wrong. What do the instructions say? Oh, they say to use the hook thingies. Okay. So yeah, you take off the screw thingy, and then you get these little hook thingies, and you put the hooks down around underneath so that it's got something to pull on. And so mine shipped with like manufacturing crap sitting in these holes. So I'm just going to take a screwdriver and punch it out. This is the very first time that I'm using this tool, so not a huge deal. Just ream out the holes with my screwdriver. Probably don't want to stick your finger in there. Sharp metal tends to be sharp.
Well, you're Einstein.
I know, right? And then the way the instructions say to do is they say that the hooked part goes into the body, like so, and like so, and like so, and like...
Looks like that thing from the video game.
It's like really... I'm surprised the tolerances are so close. It's weird. It's like they don't really want you to use it. I want to just hit it with a hammer because I'm impatient. But that's probably a bad idea.
Try the other side.
Yeah, the other side works. But that's what it says though, right? It says to use the hooked side. Oh, they say turn it sideways first. Ah! God, that's so easy. Okay, cool. Helps if you read the damn instructions. Turn it sideways and then it goes down. Okay, cool, cool. All right, so I hate pullers because you get all these dangly things, and then you gotta like get them in there.
Oh no, a dangly
So
thing isn't working.
let's lift them all up. Let's lift them all up, and okay, there we go. And then
it's like a cyclone.
yeah, it's like a Cthulhu or something, you know?
Yeah, I think you only need like 3.
Maybe I do, yeah. I think you're right. And why don't I do...
You freaking attack me, kitty. I'm gonna kill you.
Hey, hey, hey. Be good to my bitchy cat.
What if I don't wanna?
All right, so now that that's touching, I'm just gonna thread this down until it's on the top of the shaft. I don't want it, I'm looking through this hole right here to position it. I don't want it to be touching anything but the shaft if I can help it. That's what she said. God, I was trying to go a whole video without saying that's what she said, but I just can't do it.
Can't.
All right. Do we have a look at my my box wrenches? Those are the other ones. Yeah, those. See if there's one that'll fit this. So I'm gonna hold this, and you're gonna crank down on it slowly. There you go. Let me inspect. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
It's getting easier.
Yep, it's coming off. All right, so when you've got something like this, you don't have to ratchet it. You can just go around in a circle. There we go. Boom! We're done.
Now you can just like lift it up right.
Yep, comes right off. So there we go. Push the shaft right off. You can see the little divot that the point made on the top of the shaft there. That is a keyed shaft, which is good because the new one's keyed also.
This new one's like almost the exact same.
Yeah,
It's black.
it's like a direct replacement motor. We got super lucky. I ordered well. I was, like some of these videos you see people like buying one and it's got like a different set of wires and everything. Ours is all 1-to-1, man.
Like Here, I'll show you. The only thing that's different was the nuts on it.
Yeah.
We have this the same.
Is the shaft height the same? Is the height of the motor housing the same? Put it down side by side next to it. Yeah, so the motor housing is the same height. That shaft, it looks like it's about the same height, right?
This one might be a little bit taller.
So, maybe. The only thing is when you reinstall it, you want to reinstall the fan at pretty much the same height, right? Mm-hmm. So I see the grit mark, like you can see the grease here.
Yeah.
So I know where it was on this one because the clean part is where it was. So on this one we'll do it about the same length from the body of the motor, not from the top of the shaft.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there'll be a little bit sticking out on that one.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and put it on.
Get out of here.
Ugh. Just put that dude on, and you want to make sure that the set screw is on the flat part there. And, well, so the wires are going to be like out there like that, right? So where'd my set screw go?
The snip.
There it is.
Oh.
Can you put all of that stuff back in the bag for me?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Looks like something that would be like used to set like a bomb charge on a wall in Call of Duty. You like stick it on the wall, you press in the thing, it's like.
Yeah, it does look cool, and it's good for like blower motor removal and stuff too. It's not just for like AC motors, which is kind of nice. I like that. While he's doing that, I'm gonna put this on its side and just kind of try to eyeball where I think that should be height-wise. I think that's the same length, Isaac. I think that's the same length. I'm gonna put it right at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Cool. This is gonna be awesome. I'm so excited to have AC again. All right, so now we gotta tighten down this set screw. Okay. So we'll tighten this dude down, and I'm gonna be going this way this time because that's tightening it. So, yeah. Okay. And I'm really gonna crank down on that because you don't want it to come loose. I'm not sure how much I should crank down on it though. I know it's weird, isn't it? They use, like the AC guys have like special wrenches that they use for these. I don't really think they're necessary though, as long as you got one of these locking adjustable wrenches.
Oh, I found a worm.
You found a worm? Okay, I think that's good enough. I don't want to over tighten it and strip the threads. Okay, and that is the way it went on there, right? Yeah, the collet thing was at the top. The set screw was at the top. Cool. So I think we're ready to put that back on the shroud now. This is going a lot faster than I thought it would.
Yeah, same here.
I was totally procrastinating on this job for a long time because I didn't want to do it. I thought it would take forever. That's why I didn't do it last year. Here, can you pick up that motor for me? Actually, no, don't pick. Yeah, pick it up. Pick it up. We're going to install it. So the wires have to come out right here. So yeah, pick it up. And take off your screws on the back.
Oh yeah, the nut thingies.
Yeah. Here, I'll hold it, and you can...
I'll throw them over the fence.
Actually, can you hold that right there for a second?
Yeah.
I'm going to refocus since we're going to be doing most of the stuff at that height. Like a spacer or something?
Oh snap! This whole thingy is moving.
Shit, are these spacers? They're not the attachment nuts. They're spacers.
Oh dang it!
That's what's going on.
Oh no.
The stud's moving.
Yeah.
Well, once you get the nut back on there, it'll be fine. Yeah, so we're gonna have to go get replacement nuts for this after all.
Dang it! We're not that smart after all.
So we'll just take We'll take these to the hardware store and we'll try to get some just like them.
Okay.
All right, so we'll be back.
In like 2 seconds for you guys.
So we just got like these little,
Thingy
we couldn't find any cap head nuts, so we got, or acorn nuts is what they're called. So we got these little self-locking deals.
And a Butterfinger.
Hopefully that'll work. So put it on there and I'll tighten it up.
Okay, so.
Yeah, that's true. We did get a Butterfinger. Put that dude back on there. All right.
I will be untangling the wires.
All right. Yeah, if you can thread them through that port there, and put that little plastic doohickey on there.
Plastic doohickey.
Yeah, so the plastic doohickey goes like...
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like that somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
There we go, like that.
Yeah.
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 Oh no. This one nut is turning the screw, the post.
Oh no.
Shit.
Oh no.
So before you do that, we gotta fix this somehow.
I'm doing it.
How do I keep that post from spinning?
Because I'm Batman.
Oh! Look at the front.
Yeah?
See that bolt spinning?
No.
Find me a, right here. See that?
Oh.
Find me a socket that fits on there. I'm like kind of retapping this screw with the nut because the threads are all gunked up for some reason. So I keep tightening it down and then loosening it back up.
Wait, hold on.
It's right here. Here. Well, yeah. Here, take that part.
I need that.
To reach in there? No, you don't.
Oh, you can put this on there and then put this on there. Okay.
He's never used a socket wrench before. It's cute. Yeah, that works much better. Much better. Here, you do your thing.
Okay.
Don't forget the little black thingy.
I know. I'm going to put this on there first and then put the black thingy on next.
That's 1, 2, and 3. So I said 3. All right, there we go. I reckon that'll do it. You reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon. All right. So now I'm going to tighten down these shafts. Okay. I think all of those are tight. Help me put this thing back on top. You go around and I'll pass it over to you. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, make sure you don't squish the fins.
Or your fingers.
Yeah. I think the cage goes on the inside, so it goes on in between, like it goes, yeah. Might be a little difficult.
I don't think it does.
It does. The cage definitely goes on the inside.
Oh.
So like over here, for example, let's just do one side first, okay? So that's on the inside. So now we've got to push all of this on the inside.
Ow.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we did it. It's on. Not sure about those tiny little nuts. I might have to get some bigger ones. But it'll do for a day, for sure. think that's it. I think the ones that were on this side are lost. All right, so just tighten them down so they're snug. They don't have to be real tight. Yeah, if you'll just do that one, I'll do these two. So at this point, we've got the top back on, the motor has been secured, the wires are nicely away from, oh, I didn't feed them through that little eyelet, did I? As we put those back in, there's a little eyelet down there, isn't there? Yeah, there is, right there. Okay, let me do that. So the moral of that story is, make sure you feed all of your cables through the little holes before you put the top back on. Okay, so now we've got to attach these things. All right, so yellow wire. Do you remember where that went?
Yellow goes right there.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, I told you.
Okay. Brown wire.
Goes right there.
Okay. Black wire.
Goes right here, something like that.
Yeah. All right, got a handy dandy zip tie. And this is just for neatness. It's not functional in any way, as far as I can tell. Okay, maybe to help with vibration problems. Okay, wow, so the next step really is to put the panels back on and test it. Before we really put the panels back on, I say we power it up and we see if it works. This is a hot system. I'm just waiting for something to happen here. Hey, are they both on?
Yeah.
And it's on cool upstairs?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do what he did in the video, okay? Don't do this at home. I'm gonna push in this contact here. I'm gonna make sure that I'm barely holding this in case it fries me. Okay, so that turns it on. Okay, so it's not turning on right now, but it's not because it can't turn on. Go back inside, flip it off, leave it off for 30 seconds, and then flip it back on.
30 seconds?
Yeah. Sweet. Oh yeah, we're up and running. We're in business. Let's see if the air's cold inside. I think the computer in the furnace just got confused. Okay, so we know that it works now. So I'm gonna pull this fuse plate for the final time. And I'm gonna put those panels back on. Oh, there we go. You gotta push it up before you torque it down. There we go. There's a trick to it. Okay, this is Jesse with Create This. Hopefully you found this interesting or useful. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button down below. Like I said, that puller is available on Amazon. I've got a link down below in the description of the video. It's an affiliate link, so I get a commission if you buy it, but you know, it doesn't cost you a dime extra. It just gives me a little cut. Price is the same either way. Helps me support the channel. I really would not recommend attempting this project if you are at all uncomfortable with electricity, especially high voltage electricity. I'm not an expert, I'm just a hobbyist. This is not intended to be a, you know, anyone go out in their backyard and start messing with your air conditioning kind of video. These are very serious topics and you can hurt and or kill yourself if you do it wrong. So if you are at all worried or uncomfortable or feel like maybe you don't have enough knowledge, please, by all means, contact a professional AC repairman, you know, do it that way. So anyway, this is Jesse with Create This. Thanks for watching and please subscribe.